Wednesday, February 16th, 1944. Dear Kitty, it's Margot's birthday. Peter came at 12:30 to look at the presents and stayed talking much longer than was strictly necessary, a thing he'd never done otherwise. In the afternoon, I went to get some coffee, and after that, potatoes, because I wanted to spoil Margot for just that. One day of the year. I went through Peter's room. He took all his papers off the stairs at once, and I asked whether I should close the trap door to the attic. Yes, he replied. Knock when you come back, then I'll open it for you. I thanked him, went upstairs, and searched at least 10 minutes in the large barrel for the smallest potatoes. Then my back began to ache, and I got cold. Naturally, it didn't knock, but opened the trap door myself. But still, he came to meet me most obligingly and took the pan from me. I've looked for a long time. Those are the smallest I could find, I said. Did you look in the big barrel? Yes, I've been over them all. By this time I was standing at the bottom of the stairs, and he looked searchingly in the pan which he was still holding. Oh, but these are the first rate, he said, and added when I took the pan from him, I congratulate you. At the same time he gave me such a gentle warm look which made a tender glow within me. I could really see that he wanted to please me, and because he couldn't make a long complimentary speech, he spoke with his eyes. I understood him, oh, so well, and he was very grateful. It gives me pleasure even now when I recall those words and that look that he gave me. When I went downstairs, Mommy said that I must get some more potatoes, and this time for supper. I wilfully offered to go upstairs again. When I came into Peter's room, I apologized at having to disturb him again. When I was already on the stairs, he got up and went and stood between the door and the wall, firmly took hold of my hand, and wanted to hold my back by force. I'll go, he said. I replied that it really wasn't necessary and that I didn't have to get particularly small ones this time. Then he was convinced and let my arm go. On the way down, he came and opened the trap door and took the pan again. When I reached the door, I asked, What are you doing? French, he replied. I asked if I might glance through the exercises, washed my hands, and went and sat on the divan opposite him. We soon began talking. After I explained some of the French to him, he told me that he wanted to go on to the Dutch East Indies and live on a plantation later on. He talked about his home life, about the black market, and that he said that he felt so useless. I told him that he certainly had a very strong inferiority complex. He talked about the Jews. He would have found it much easier if he had been a Christian, if he could have been one after the war. I asked if he wanted to be baptized, but that wasn't the case either. Who was to know whether he was a Jew when the war was over, he said. This gave me rather a pang. It seems such a pity that there's always such a tinge of dishonesty about him. For the rest, we chatted very pleasantly about Daddy, and about judging people's characters and all kinds of things. I can't remember exactly what now. It was 4:30 by this time. I left. In the evening he said something else that I thought was nice. We were talking about a picture of a film star that I'd given him once, which has now been hanging in his room for at least a year and a half. He liked it very much, and I offered to give it a few more some time. No, he replied, I'd rather leave it like this. I look at these every day, and they have grown to be my friends. Now I understand more why he always hugs Mooski. He needs some affection too, of course. I'd forgotten something else that he talked about. Huh, that's my cat, Keanu.
Hey, Keanu, we're reading about a cat named Moochie.
I'd forgotten something else that he talked about. He said, I don't know what fear is, except when I think of my own shortcomings, but I'm getting over that too. Peter has a terrible inferiority complex. For instance, he always thinks that he is stupid and we are so clever. If I help him with his French, he thanks me 1,000 times. One day I shall turn around and say, Oh, shut up, you're much better at English and geography. Yours, Anne. That was from the Diary of Anne Frank. That was Wednesday, February 16th, 1944. Uh, Margot's birthday. Happy birthday, Margot. And if you enjoyed that reading, click the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to keep working on this channel and keep building it up, as well as myself and my life. So thank you for helping me with that.